Let's paste up together everything we need to understand in a spiritual existence. Beginning with the initial phase of where you're dissatisfied with the world around you and something's in the back of your head always saying there's something better, and at a certain point you might be 16, 14, 20, and it starts to hit you. There's a difference in the air. Subtle, it's more pleasant than love or kindness or power or presence. It's just something. And you can't touch it with human thought or experience. Love reminds you. Success in a sense of being helpful to people reminds you. But nothing really takes you that extra step. Till one morning, one afternoon, you understand that this earth life is not what is meant. There's something greater waiting in the wings for us. Something kinder, more true, more powerful, more real than even love itself. For our soul knows its rightful heritage and will not be denied. Everything of this world is subterfuge. It's in the way. It's not meant. And we understand that in bits and pieces throughout our life, but the tragedy keeps unfolding, slamming us, causing us to slip, to go wrong, sometimes to go right. And going right, once we are in this place, going right is wrong. There's no going, no being, no standing still, no understanding or perceiving. There's just this, we'll call it a quietude, but it's endlessly more open than that. It's the first touch we have of heaven. And of course we've had this interspersed with our consciousness from birth till this moment, and then at that point, we'll say we're 20 years old, and love isn't hitting it. We know, okay, there's love this girl, this person, this guy, this life, but it's so appealing, and yet you see that even that is not going to answer this requirement within us. It's not a need. It's something we know is necessary. To something beyond love, beyond relationship, beyond right or wrong. Most of all, we know it's endlessly beyond the entire tragedy of this earth life. That's our awakening. We might have it with a great ecstatic experience. Might be touched directly of God. This happens to many people. I mean directly. Isn't that wonderful? And you can't explain this. It's different for everyone, and every moment it's different, but it's endlessly more purposeful, more decent and kind and true and real than this earth life. We're meant for something of real greatness, aren't we? Something really, really good. So if we're here at this time, once we've taken 2 or 3 steps into this place, we know that that's true. We're meant for something better. And nothing in life, not even love, is, well, even love isn't a second best. It's transcendent of any thought of relationship or not relationship. It's just this endless openness. It's literally the footstep to heaven. There is that place. You are God's presence in this world. And that's the beginning and end of all spiritual thought. You are the instrument. It's you. You're the teacher, the instructor, the healer. You're the parent. All spiritual people, from the time they're 20 on, are just throwing that age in. It can be any time for anyone. They always feel like they're the adult in the room, the caretaker, excuse me, because they're more mature, no matter what the circumstance. This is being said to those of us who are spiritual. We understand what these words mean, and they clear the air, it becomes crisp. We can't ever tell anyone that we understand more, we're more caring, we're more decent, we're more aware of all the different areas of consciousness in life. We can hold 2 or 3 thoughts in mind at the same time. And those around us would not know. We know that for this person, such and such truth is there, for that person, the other, and we can wait. We can outlast any adversary in consciousness. You are the clear light. And once you wake up, whether you're 20 or 50 or 90 or 6, you know why you're here. That's more powerful a moment than even the marriage kiss. I don't say this lightly. I'm trying to explain in some poetic terms the mysticism of you. You can't admit it to yourself. Those around you can't admit it. Some people love, most not, and care for you, and it's up to you, the spiritual one, to own that moment, own that time, when everything is understood permanently, that you're here in this hell. This is a hell, and you know that. There are many different words for it. It's Satan's subterfuge. It's not. To those who are spiritual, it's where you spend your time alone most often, and sometimes you're lonely because you must communicate this truth. You'll explode if you don't have the opportunity to be the instrument that you are. And this will come at different interspersed at different times and circumstances where eventually you have to teach, you have to heal, you have to give, you have to provide answers for everything. And as you're doing this, you are God. You are God. It's not a concept. It has nothing to do with this world that seems to be, except that this is the answer to all questioning. It's your birthright to expand through the living ethers and heal, to teach, to give, to correct, to redirect, to provide a kind of justice that the wise have only dreamt. The justice from on high that you bring is complete peace, eternally. There's a devastating thought to those of the world who they want to succeed, have this or that, the other, and the spiritual have nothing and never will. And that's the answer. And through that is this kindness from heaven that's even poetry fails. It's sweeter than love and kindness, and joy and wonder. It's sweeter than all those things. It's the very living body of you, the divine instrument of an infinite, unfailing God. Unfailing once you understand that the entirety of this mystery is a mistake. It happened somewhere in eternity. There's an infinite universe that's spiritual. Forgive me for not having the poetic words to say that it's infinitely beyond any conception, any joy, any happiness, or love itself. This expression of eternity that we call God, that is God. God the Father, God the Friend, God the Soul. God is you. Forget all the concepts and the rights and wrongs of this world. That you are the living light of heaven. So when you're with others, you'll need to teach. You'll find that you'll push through all the craziness and craftiness of the devil of this world to keep you a little off base, right? No matter what the emotion, the thought, the experience is, no matter where you are, what's happening, quiet yourself and give of this openness, this simplicity, this kindness. And in doing that, the answers, the presence, the healing will take place in so many different areas and levels. Again, you can hold two thoughts at the same time, meaning spiritually. Once you're spiritually adept at this, you simply are the quiet. So when you're with people, you don't evaluate, but let them let go of their thing, let what's on their mind, and you're there with great peace. This is for those who are spiritual, not to listen for people that whatever about the game, about the score. No, that would drive you nuts if you listen to that more than a few seconds. But when someone with a good heart and soul has a need to open and experience what we're talking about right now, then you'll be there. And they can be at any place in the puzzle palace that this world is. And you'll be there for them. And once they have a little peace and trust in you, then this is said very humbly, God himself, God, the infinite light, the mother of all grace, will move through you, and you know exactly how to empower those around you. You know the words, the sense, the sentiment, whether it has to be powerful or sweet. You're literally an ocean of light, of kindness, of presence. But you'll give it in the sense of a little rivulet, a little creek bed, a little warm pool, a little ocean waves lapping at your feet. You'll know exactly how to provide the healing grace to those you love and care for. Those you trust within your heart are available. Everything else, everyone else in the world is illusion, projected by this dark force, whatever you want to call it, and all of it, history, time, circumstance, names, places, it's irrelevant. And the sooner we gather this up in our awareness, the better it will be for everyone. You're the answer to everything. All circumstance, all healing. And I say that with, no matter what the circumstance, you can find the soul in the middle of a hellacious experience and protect them in their consciousness, because the body, the place, the time, that's the illusion projected by this dark force. And if you know that, you really know that. I've done depossessions for 60 years in my life with different people. The person is worthy, and I can sit there no matter what the experience and handle it quietly. And you have this within you. So you'll see that no matter what it is, you can be there for anyone with a clean heart and walk them through all the madness and walk them out the other end of it, hand in hand. As long as they trust your heart, they know you're the instrument, No matter what the circumstance, no matter how convoluted or vile or whatever is within it, you'll find a way to get to the decent person around you all the time. And it's a true battle in consciousness, in every sense of the word. The people around me try to give me a heart attack every day of my life because I can't decide between this person and that person. I know if this person wants something, or the other person has a judgment about it, or they think I'm part of it, or this. And so you have to be quiet. So for the most part, what you're going to do is try to get people, cull them out from the herd, and one at a time release them from the bondage of this hellacious consciousness called the world, the material world. Doesn't matter what it's called or not called, because in your openness and in the kindness of your soul, you'll create the time, the place, the circumstance. Once we understand this, there'll be a person, a time, a way to communicate with the person you've seen with your divine eye that they're right for this. And then the circumstance of being in the world, you met someone somewhere here or there, life will find a way. The true life, the true light. You are that now. There's no growing to this. Understand it, comprehend it, and that's the quickest way to evade the darkness and illumine every night. And the evening and the morning were the second day. You must understand now that you are this, not that. You are heaven. No matter what the complication of consciousness is, you must do here, you need to pay that, someone to this, someone's on your back, you got to tell someone that you love them. It's no matter what, any relationship to this world as existing, that's the mistake in consciousness. There's so many different ways of climbing this tree. But if you understand it now, that you're the instrument, you gave yourself into this, so you're trapped in it, so you are this person that's been conditioned by this world, but all the conditioning is a satanic part that no matter what happened in time, even though you as a spiritual one have had many visions and experiences that are spiritual, understand that you gave yourself to this circumstance, and once you're here, no matter what it is, it's the dark side making you be Robert or Jane or Mary, and you're not. This simply is. You are the isness of eternity, the kindness of the morning light, sweetness of evening. It's transcendent of love. But in this quiet, you'll be with your mom, your dad, your friend, your love of your life. Your little kitten, your big hairy dog that died at 12 years old and it's never left your side and you know it. You are God's friend. You are the friend to all seekers. You will fulfill a most holy destiny. You must know that you're not your body or your time or your problems or the solution to any problem. You are the morning light. You are the sweetness of noon. And you're endlessly flowering. You are an openness from God through all the madness. Let go of the guilt, the need, the want, the desire. Stop protecting yourself just in this singular moment. Experience that which is beyond peace, beyond quiet, but not beyond you. You are the heavenly light. You're the one purpose, the eternal dawn of God light. You're not less. You don't have to know anything beyond this. God will be with you from this moment all the time. And you'll see, you'll know. It'll work. This is not a big deal, this world. Your ability will put any mainframe to shame. You'll know everything. But it's beyond the particulars of this world because the body never was. Time never existed. You are God's purpose, and it will happen through you. There are no details. It will work. It will work. It will work. God will be with you. God is you. It's just an isness. God doesn't hold back. God's not the boss. God is just infinite givingness. And if you were at the throne of grace right now, even there it would be infinitely more. There are no human words. Your true love, your kindness towards your baby, or it's that begins to touch this, and that's part of this. But all of this is maintained and contained one place in all this world. The human heart, your heart, is God. And that's why we have all the battering around us day and night. It seems like more like a fist fight than a birthday party, this world. But when you quiet yourself, you'll know the mystery. And there is no mystery in God. You are chosen. You are called. You will fulfill your spiritual duty to all the good people in the world. You're very precious. You're very kind. You're very dear. You're very helpful. You're very informative. You're very protective. And at the last hour, at the last day, you'll look at Satan in the eye, and that'll be it. And on the way, you'll teach hundreds, thousands, whoever. Or just one precious soul. You'll let them know they're worthy of the light, the morning light that carries us through the day. God will be with you every moment. Thank you for listening. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Skolta.